Space Angel Network.
New technology, no matter what industry it is, always seems crazy at first. But humans have a knack for taking something that's crazy and making it real. The space industry was once the realm of only science fiction, but today I'm going to show you why it's now becoming science fact. Our global infrastructure is expanding into space. This is not something that I think might happen or could happen. This is something that has already started happening, and in some ways is already pretty far advanced. So today, I'm going to talk to you about the commercial space industry. My background is I'm the chairman of Space Angels Network, and we are the largest angel investor network focused on space. We operate an angel fund and a venture fund and invest in space startups. We search the world for the best space companies and find opportunities for our investors to make lots of money in the commercial space industry. I also serve as the Chief Financial Officer of Planetary Resources, which is working to unlock the vast material resources of space by mining the asteroids. So, with that, there's three themes I want to talk to you today about space. First is I want to put on my space enthusiast hat and convince you that space is not only real, but it's credible, and the growth in the space industry is inevitable. Second, I'll put on my investor hat and talk to you about how investors evaluate opportunities in the space industry and what are some of the really exciting opportunities for both investors and entrepreneurs. And last, I want to talk about how space is going to impact all of us and humanity beyond just investors and entrepreneurs. Space is going to have profound benefits for all of us, and I'll share a little bit about that. So first, let's talk a little bit about some numbers. So the space industry generated over $300 billion in revenue in 2015. It's a lot of money. It's primarily commercial communication satellites and government and defense spending. However, that balance is starting to change. Over $3 billion in private equity was invested in commercial space companies last year, and that number is going to increase by probably over 50% in 2017. And I think that commercial activity in space is poised to outpace government activity in space very soon. And by 2020, we'll see that shift happen. So I'm going to go through now, take a minute to show you some of the headlines from the commercial space industry about the last year or two. There's some really interesting things happening. The most notable is SpaceX, run by Elon Musk. Took one of their Falcon 9 rockets, put a commercial satellite on it, launched it, placed it into orbit, landed the rocket on an autonomous drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean, recovered the rocket, put another commercial satellite on it, launched that one successfully, and landed the rocket again successfully. So this is a revolution in space because reusable rockets, you can spread the cost, which is quite high, of a rocket over multiple launches, and that's going to have profound impact on the commercial space industry. It's going to make business models that weren't possible before economic. Jeff Bezos of Amazon has a space company too, doing something similar, but approaching it from a different direction. He built a suborbital rocket designed to take people up into space, up to about 100 kilometers. And their New Shepard rocket launched and was reused 5 times over the past year. So again, another take on reusability in space is very important. Lots of other cool things happening. 3D printing in space. A company called Made in Space created a zero-gravity 3D printer, sent it to the space station. So now, instead of astronauts having to take a tool chest full of tools with a lot of weight and a lot of cost, they actually are printing out the tools they need, the exact tool they need in a 3D printer. And then when they're done with that tool, they melt it down, put it back in the printer, ready to print out the next tool. This is a picture of the actual wrench that was printed out on the space station using a zero-gravity 3D printer by Made in Space. And also on 3D printing, a company called 3D Systems and Planetary Resources found a metal meteorite that fell to Earth from space, processed that material into something that could be input into a metal 3D printer, and created the first manufactured object from asteroid material, just about a year ago. Governments, well, they dominated the space industry for decades as direct participants. Now they're starting to get in on the commercial space game too. The most notable is Luxembourg, which has set aside over $200 million in cash to invest in space companies, primarily in the resource sector. Even Goldman Sachs is bullish on space. They just released a 100-page report of research to their private wealth clients out 3 weeks ago that talked about big opportunities across this commercial space economy. And they were especially interested in asteroid mining. They said it's not only realistic, but the cost of mining resources in space is on par with the cost of new Earth mines. So even myself, I've been in the commercial space industry for 15 years. This is amazing even to me that these things are happening. It's like, what is causing this? How is this possible? There's many complementary forces coming together to make this possible and to fuel this growth in the commercial space sector. So I'm going to talk about two. The first I already mentioned is the revolution in launch vehicle technology. So companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are reducing the cost of getting stuff from the Earth into space. And that's having a big impact on the economics of the space industry. But the other trend is a revolution going on in satellite technology. So I'm going to take you back. I used to work at Boeing building commercial communication satellites. This is about 10 to 15 years ago. This is what satellites look like. That's me right there. A younger version of me. This is a Boeing 702 class spacecraft. It was built for a telecommunications customer in United Arab Emirates called Riyadh. It cost $500 million to build over a course of 3 or 4 years. It weighed over 5,000 kilogram mass. And cost $70 million to launch on a dedicated launch vehicle. Because this spacecraft was so expensive, it had to last for 15 years. So it was designed to last really long. And anything that has to last 15 years, you have to be very careful about designing it, which is dollar signs. And it has to be highly reliable with double and triple redundancy built in. And all of that makes it cost even more. So it's a vicious cycle of very high cost, very high reliability, which makes the satellite industry not very sustainable. So fast forward, in just about 10 years, this is what satellites look like today. You can hold them in your hand. They weigh 5 kilograms or less. They cost less than $100,000. And it only costs $200,000 to launch something that small because you can launch dozens of them at a time on one rocket. So this particular spacecraft was built by a company called Planet. And that company was started by 3 engineers who worked at NASA, who realized they were building these multi-billion-dollar spacecraft to go to Mars, but they realized they're carrying around in their pocket a device that was more powerful than those very billion-dollar spacecraft that they were working on. And they thought, well, this is actually a pretty capable device. I mean, it's a computer. It has a camera, it has a sensor. It has energy storage, it has data storage, it has a communication system, it has a 3-axis accelerometer for pointing. It's practically a satellite. So they said, well, let's launch it into space and see what happens. And they did. And not only did it work, but it took a picture, sent it down to Earth, and it looked pretty good. This was, they showed that picture to people, and some people said to me, wow, that's a pretty good picture. I'd like to buy it from you. I want to count cars in my parking lots, or I want to keep track of my oil pipeline, keep track of how many ships are in the port, or deforestation, or toxic algae blooms, or you name it. So this is a highly sophisticated spacecraft. It has 3 meters of resolution, and is being used for all kinds of cool applications. They even have an API that can tie into this data. They take a picture of the entire surface of the Earth every 24 hours, and that data is stored and accessible to people to use for all kinds of cool purposes that you wouldn't even think of. So, in a course of about 10 years, satellites cost 10,000 times less, 1,000 times lower mass, and 350 times less cost to launch. So it's really no surprise that this is causing a revolution in the space economy. And there's huge opportunities for investors and entrepreneurs, which is my second theme. Now, putting my investor hat on, I want to share a little bit about what these opportunities look like and how we evaluate them. So Space Angels Network, my job is to, again, search the world for the best companies and find companies that have great business plans and great teams that can make money for investors and do really big things. We've invested in 10 space companies in 2016 and already another 2 in 2017. And these companies span lots of different types of technologies. About half of them are something related to satellites or technology that goes into satellites for remote sensing, weather, radar, pictures, you name it. But there's also high-altitude balloon platforms, rocket systems, space resources, asteroid mining, lunar exploration, kind of do it all. And I think it helps to share a little bit about how we think about the space economy. So we split the space market into 3 market segments. And this helps us really get a handle on this very diverse industry. So the first market segment, and these are all what we call geographical segments, is about where the value is being created. So a terrestrial space company is a company that does stuff in space, but creates value for businesses that are on Earth. Like Planet satellite taking a picture of your parking lot so you can count how many cars are there. It's value created on Earth. In-space verticals, the in-space companies are creating stuff and value in space. So it's commercial space stations or manufacturing in space. And finally, the planetary markets are creating value somewhere other than Earth or Earth orbit. So this is the resources in space, lunar exploration, asteroid. So using this framework, we approach the industry and try to find good opportunities to deploy private capital to. And I wanted to make a special note about how global this industry is. And this is taking place all over the world. The space industry reaches far and wide, and I want to give a special shout out to a company in Eurosat, actually based right here in Sofia. This is a company we're keeping our eye on. They build these small satellite platforms, except you can go to their website and add different modular components of the spacecraft to your shopping cart. Click and check out, and they'll build you a satellite. You can use it for whatever you need to use it for. So it's a pretty cool company taking place right here. So now I've been at the conference here for the last 2 days. I've spoken to some of you, and many folks have some very sort of strong misconceptions about the space industry. And I'd like to dispel some of those myths. So the first myth that I hear a lot is that, well, space companies, that takes so much more money than normal tech companies to build a space company, so why would you ever want to invest in one? And that may have been true 10 years ago, but it's just simply not true today. So we looked at over 160 commercial space companies that raised private capital, and we looked at the size of their seed and Series A funding rounds, compared that to seed and Series A funding rounds of the rest of the tech industry, and they were exactly the same. So it doesn't take more money to do a space company. And to see in the chart here that in the later rounds, their data does show that space companies need more money later. But I truly think that's an artifact of timing. The space companies who are raising Series B, C, D rounds now, we're building infrastructure like SpaceX has raised hundreds of millions of dollars, $1 billion. And now the space companies of today are taking advantage of that investment and using that infrastructure to build very low cost, very quick businesses to add value and create really cool products and services. The second myth is that it takes way too long for space companies to actually do anything and make money. So again, just not true. While it is true that the forces of gravity go away when you go into space, the forces of economics still stay the same. You have to have a solid business plan, a solid team, and you need to be able to return capital to your investors within the typical 10-year time frame of a venture fund. And over the course of the last several years, since 2009, there's been $14 billion worth of exits in the commercial space industry. This includes IPOs, acquisitions, you name it. So an example of that is a really good case in point is Skybox Technologies. So again, it's a remote sensing spacecraft company. They raised about $45 million from Silicon Valley venture capitalists, and in 5 years they sold the company to Google for $500 million. So very typical sort of venture capital scale investment and timeline happening right here in the space industry. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about the impact and what's going to happen to everyone, to you and I, and everyone concerned with the space industry. In the industry, we like to think of a future where there are millions of people living and working in space. And when you have that, you're not just sending missions, you're building colonies or communities or even societies in space. So you need more than just astronauts, you need doctors, you need teachers, you need lawyers, you need bartenders, you need everything in space. So there's going to be a future where people of all kinds are in space. And one thing about space today is that only a very small few people get to go to space. They're very highly trained astronauts. And within 1 or 2 generations of now, there are going to be people who don't spend their whole life with their feet firmly planted here on the ground on Earth. They're going to be people who live Earth from space, sort of get to see the planet as a small little dot in the massive, vast space around it. They have kind of an epiphany of sorts, where it changes the way they think about Earth. And the Apollo astronauts actually saw this the most, because if you're flying to the moon, you fly 3 days towards the moon, you get so far from Earth, you can hold up your hand and cover up the Earth with your thumb. And that just makes Earth seem just insignificant. So, Ed Mitchell said, "You develop an instant global consciousness of people orientation, intense dissatisfaction with the state of the world, and a compulsion to do something about it." So I'm really excited to live in a world where many, many more people have had that experience, because I think it'll just be a better place. So on that note, I'd like to wrap up with a little bit about what it means for you and how you can get involved. If you're a technologist or a software developer, engineer, scientist, get ready to have lots more data and lots more resources at your fingertips from all these satellites and other space technologies that are creating data and information. If you're a teacher or doctor or lawyer or something like that, your world is going to change too. I mean, how many of you have used a paper map in your car in the last 5 years? Nobody, because GPS satellites have changed that part of our lives, and there's more changes coming. And if you're an investor, it's time to get out your checkbook, because it's a rare opportunity where you get to invest in an industry that is beyond its initial growing pains and on the beginning of a really big growth curve, and in an industry that is really pushing the boundaries of human civilization. So I encourage you all to learn more. A great place to start would be at our website, and I'd love to connect with you.